Hello everyone, and this is part 2 of texturing the drone. Okay, so before I start, two things. One is just another reminder that the Black Friday sale. Well, today is Friday, so the Black Friday sale is going on my website. Uh, 35% off on all of my trainings. So anyone who's interested, you can visit my website. The link is given below in the description. Okay, so the other thing that I forgot in the previous lesson was the model that I'm using. So the model is by an artist named Oleg Ushanok, and he does a lot of hard surface modeling, and he has a lot of stuff available on Gumroad and ArtStation. I bought like a whole bunch of his Git Bash stuff. This is available for free. Like you can get a studio license for like $1, but the basic like a standard use license is for free. So you can, I'll put this link also in the description, so you can download this model and do some texturing of your own. So to get started, I forgot a few things from the previous video because as it is, it had gotten quite big. And I remembered like the things that I forgot to add were like, let's say if you want to add some dust on top of the model, and then let's say if you want to do a little bit of like edge wear and dirt. So those are the three main things that I wanted to cover. But before that, I also wanted to do something else, which is like this looks fine, but the problem is that it would look better if the colors were sort of mirrored, right? So that would make it look more uniform. So what we can do is, let me just switch this back to CPU because it will go faster if we go with CPU. As I said, like in the last lesson, like you won't have to worry about the compilation times. Okay, so what I can do is I can come in here to my geometry and I will visualize the connectivity, so the class attribute that we had, and all you have to do is take a mirror node. So you'll get an attribute mirror, and we want to mirror in X, which is fine. We want to mirror points, and by default it tries to mirror the color, but you can say other attributes and type in class. And if we drop this in, it takes a bit of time to calculate, but there you go. So now the advantage is that you will get, you'll get mirroring. And if we come back to, if we come back to LopNet, and if I render it now, see, it will look a lot better. So if I come into my material, now if I make changes, you'll see like, you get a better result because if it's mirrored, it looks more uniform. Okay, so this is good. Now let's start with adding some dust or dirt and all of that stuff. So what I'll do is I'll make a brand new material. Okay, and then as homework, you can try to mix both of these together. Okay, because it's going to get pretty huge. Okay, so I don't want to do it in that one because it'll just get unnecessarily complicated. So I'll just come in here and I'll create a new material. So we'll just call it Karma Material Builder. I'll call this as dirt and dust. Okay, so let me just assign this to this guy. Okay, and let's hit render. Let's do the edge wear and the dirt first, and then we'll do the dust on top, because the dust is sort of like a math based thing. It's the only math based thing that I know, so I kind of like to show off like I know a little bit of maths. So I'll just come in here, and now you do get a curvature map. Okay, with Karma, it works only on CPU level. It does not work on in XPU. It is horrible. Okay, like just no two ways about it. Like if you type in curvature, you will get Karma curvature. Firstly, the controls are really weird. Like if you use like the dirt map in Octane, that one is much easier. So if I just plug this in here, it'll try to do something. It just looks, yeah, I don't know what it's doing. Okay, no idea what it's trying to do. Maybe I'm supposed to give it position. Let's see. So we can take like a MaterialX position and normals. There you go. See, so it's doing something, but yeah, not at all what you want. Like you can come in here, we can try to do like -1 to 1, and so you get like something. So we can try to adjust some things here. Like, I don't even know how to control this because it's so weird to control. Like, how do I control the thickness of this, of the line, and like all of that stuff is just, yeah, it doesn't work for me at all. Okay. The other issue also, forget this, like there's no point using this. Okay. The other issue also is that, as someone had sort of mentioned in the comments, that you do get like a curvature node at SOP level. Now the problem with that is, like, that's a perfectly good node to use, except that this doesn't have enough geometry. So if you do apply a curvature node, if I take labs measure curvature and drop that in, if you don't have enough geometry, because it's a point-based thing, it needs enough vertices for, or points for it to work. So if you try to do something like this, let me go to like a flat view, and I'll make the background dark. And what I'll do is I'll just come into this and I'll increase the multiply to like 200. So you can sort of just see it. There you go. See, so you can see like it's doing stuff here, but it just sort of like, you're already starting to see like this triangulation that's going on. I think the UVs are on. See, so this is the problem that happens. So if you don't have enough geometry, if it's not like uniform, you're going to get like a ton of issues. See, like again, like over here, you're getting problems. So, which is why having like a texture based, like a procedural curvature map or a dirt map is more useful than doing this. Again, the same thing also applies to trying to paint on this. Like you can try to do like mesh painting, but again, you just don't have enough geometry count here. So all of those things become problematic because, again, so if you model some, because I think this is like a model from, like, my guess would be like a CAD software, which has just been sort of triangulated and put into like a 3D model, like a normal 3D software. So, which is why you're getting like, this kind of triangulation. So, okay. So, how do you take care of this, right? So what you get with Houdini, which is actually pretty nice and convenient, is you will get something called as the rounded edge shader. Okay, so you can type in rounded edges. Now this is a nice alternative. The only problem is that the mask it generates, it's very hard. So it doesn't generate like a soft mask, like a dirt node or a curvature node. So it doesn't blend very well, but it's good for like just doing dirt or edge wear. Okay, so what you do is you get this round mask option. Okay, like this goes into the normals if you want to do like rounded edges. But if you just want to do like masking, you can take this and plug it in here and you will get that. Okay, so this is excellent. Okay, like this works exactly the way it's supposed to. And you can come in here, you can define like the angle. You can go higher or lower. See, so how much you want. And you can also define like the radius of this. So if you want it like really thin, you can do that. So the lower it is, the more edges it will pick up. The higher it is, the lesser edges it will pick up. You can specify. So by default, it does concave and convex. So you can just do concave edges. Okay, which is good for dirt. So it sort of shows up in like these crevices. And then you can also do like concave, which is good for edge wear. So what I'll do is I'm going to set this to concave. So this will be my dirt. And let's get this to 0.01. And all I want to do is let's set up like a mix, and I'll get rid of that. And I'll take a constant. I'll take two constant values. So I'll just take color. So Control C, Control V. And what I want is like this should come here, that should go there. And let's make the background color like a light gray. Actually, no, hold on. Yeah, let's make this dark. Let's make this light. And plug in the mask in there. And what you'll get is this. Okay. Yeah, I screwed up again. Okay, fine. Hold on. Yeah, make this one dark. And make that one light. There you go. See, so you get like, you could probably also use this to do like a toon shader if you want to. If you just want to do like outlines or something, it's not bad. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to get some variation in this, right? Because it's just a straight line. It doesn't look very nice. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to take a fractal noise. So take a fractal 3D, and we'll also have to set this up a bit. So take a MaterialX position, And what I want is I want to be able to control the scale of the noise. So we'll put a multiply and I'll take a constant and I'll set this to 1 and plug that in, and then that goes into position. Now what you want to do is this has to go into the rounded edges, but we'll have to remap these values. Okay, so what you do is you put a remap in here, and the remap will be the radius. Okay, so what I want is let's say we want to go from 0.005 to 0.02. Okay, like that should be decent enough, and I plug that into radius, and what we get is something. But see, you can see the line sort of, but the problem is the noise is too big. So come in here and let's make the noise to about 5, and you'll start to see the changes. See, there you go. So you get like a nice bit of variation in this. We can also just come in here and increase the octaves and try to increase the lacunarity. Just play around with these values to see what looks nice. Okay, that's way too much. So try to increase the diminish till you get like a little bit of grain on the whole thing. See, so as I said, the problem is that it's extremely harsh. So you can't do like a nice blend with it. That is the problem. But it's good enough, you know. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's take this to around like 15. I think 15 should be nice. Yeah, there you go. See, so now this gives you like a nice bit of dirt. And if you'd want it to like disappear completely in certain areas, we can get this to maybe like 0. So what you'll get is you'll just get like patches. Or let's make it like 0.001. And let's try to increase amplitude. Yeah, there you go. So this gives you like a nice way to add, you know, like dirt into the whole thing. Okay, so this is like step 1. Okay, now I want to do the same thing, but I want to get like some edge wear. Okay, so let me just take this. Let's call this dirt color. Yeah, and this will be base color. And let's make this slightly darker. Okay, now I'll duplicate this to like Control C, Control V, and this will be for my edge wear. Okay, so I'm just going to reduce the diminish, and this is fine. So the only thing I need to change here is that this will be convex edges. The rest is fine. Let's keep this to around 10. You can also add like an add in the middle if you want to sort of move the noise around, you know. So I'll just take this and just randomly move it a bit. So this is concave, this is convex, and then again take a mix. So this will be background, and then we take another constant. Let's keep this up here, and this goes in there. So this comes in here, and then this, we will set this to color and set it really high and plug that in and plug this over here. So what we'll get is like, let's just change the color of this to something like red, so you'll be able to see the edges. There you go. That's not very good. So let's just change this. So I'll lower the amplitude, and I'll also adjust this to maybe like 0.01. Yeah, so we'll have like more uniform. Let's try 0.06 and 0.01. Yeah, that's good. See, you can also do like rust with this if you want to. Okay, but what I'll do is I'll keep this to like a brighter color, and I'm going to take this and also put it into the metalness. So let me get rid of that. Like, I don't need these guys. So I'm just going to take this and let's put a remap in here, just in case if we want to control it. I don't want to, but we'll just put it in there. This will be metal. Yeah. And I can just plug this into metalness. And what that should do is it should give me like a nice, see, there you go. You get a very nice little edge, you know, edge wear on the whole thing. Maybe I can lower the base color a little bit. Yeah, see, there you go. That looks nice. And just for fun, like in the base color, if I just come in here to my drone body and I pick up this, you know, just that much, I'll do Control C, come back to dirt and dust, and we'll just replace the base color with this guy. Like I can just take this and plug that in there. And what you should get is this, so there you go, see. So we get like a nice little, whole thing with this. Let me just lower this to darker. Yeah, okay. So this is fine. Okay, so now as a final thing, I want to add some, as I said, like I just want to add some dust on top. So what we can do is, we can do a slope map. Okay, so a slope map has to be calculated because there's no slope map in build, but it's actually pretty simple. So the math for it is you do a dot product of the normals and the y-axis. Like that's pretty much it. But it's also very good if you want to just map things. It's sort of like if you want to build your own custom triplanar map, you can actually use that. So, or just like if you want to mask certain areas, like certain directions. Okay, so the way it works is take a normal node and then take a constant, and the constant, this we'll call it y-axis. So all you have to do here is set this to 3 floats and keep this to 1, and then type in dot and you'll get something called dot product. Okay, so take a dot product and you connect these two guys. That's pretty much it. Like this is why this is the only math thing that I remember. I'll just disconnect both of these temporarily so we can just see it. And if I plug this into base color, there you go. So you get dirt. And all you have to do is just like, use this to color things, but we can also do a remap, or you can put it through a ramp. I think a ramp would be better. So I can just take a ramp here and set this to float and drop that in the middle. So what you can do is you can sort of just, control it if you want, like how much you want this. And then if you want it to be like better than this, you can mix it with like a dirt texture, so it will look better. Like what I can do is I can just take I can duplicate this guy. Where's my fractal noise? There you go. So if we take a multiply here, or let's try to do a multiply before this. Okay, I'll do like 0 and 1 and plug this in. And what that should do is, see, you'll get this. Oh, okay, hold on. I get what the problem is, because I was putting it through the ramp and the ramp is sort of like this. That's why it was causing problems. Yeah, yeah, there you go. It's the ramp that is causing the issue. Okay, so what we should do is we should do this after the ramp. Like I'll disconnect this and we have this guy and we'll put the noise here. Now, after the ramp. So it will look better. Yeah. So let me try to do like -1 here. Yeah, there you go. So it's a little more softer. Okay. And I can also take this and maybe make it slightly smaller. So let's make it like 12. Or no, hold on. Let's make it like 7. Yeah, I think this is good. And we can make this softer. So it's not like that harsh. So there you go. So this is our basic dirt. And then what you do is we can just take all of this, okay, and then layer this on top. Okay, so this is fine. I can just come in here, take this on top over there, and just put a mix here. So this is background, another constant. So we can call this as dust color. Let's make this, I don't know, like a brown. Plug that in there. And this comes in here. And plug that in there. So what we get is this. See, there you go. And then I can just plug in the metalness. So you get like nice little, dust on top of the whole thing. And someone asked me if this can work for animation. It should. Like there is no reason why it shouldn't work for animation. As long as you are applying your custom UVs before you're animating the object, it's fine. Like that shouldn't be an issue. So as I said, as an exercise, what you can do is you can now try and take all of this and mix it with the material that we made in the previous lesson and, do that as homework. Okay. So this gives you an idea of how you can do like procedural texturing in Karma or in MaterialX without having to do like, complex unwrapping and, doing all of that stuff and still get a good, result out of the whole thing. Okay. So once again, like Black Friday sale, please visit my website. And the link for the model is given below in the description. So you can download and use it. And yeah, that's pretty much it.